The U.S. Food and Drug Administration is extinguishing the relatively free rein enjoyed by the makers of electronic cigarettes. The agency is taking the historic step of regulating the battery-powered devices and the nicotine-laced liquids used in them. What do the new rules do? Now, keep in mind the rules will take 2 years to kick into effect after being finalized, but when they do, they'll require companies to submit applications for all existing and new products. To keep selling their wares, companies will need to go through an approval process and disclose the chemicals used in the devices. The rules ban the sale of e-cigarettes to minors under the age of 18. What don't the rules change?
Now that I've switched to blue, I feel better about myself.
They don't ban ads on television for e-cigarettes or sales over the internet. Flavored e-cigarettes will also be allowed, a disappointment to critics who think flavors could lure youngsters, but the FDA is reserving the right to do further fact-checking that could change that. And the new rules won't preempt local and state laws like those in New York, Los Angeles, and Chicago that restrict public smoking of e-cigarettes. How do e-cigarettes work? Well, there are two types of e-cigarettes. The first are sometimes referred to as cig-alikes because they're designed to look like traditional tobacco cigarettes. There's the inhaler section. A liquid juice solution containing nicotine gets heated up by the atomizer, which converts it into a vapor. Puffing activates the battery-operated heating element, and most e-cigs have an LED that lights up when you inhale. The other type, referred to as vapes or mods, are sold online and in specialty shops. These have refillable tanks and bigger batteries. Are e-cigs safer than traditional cigarettes? Supporters of e-cigs say yes. One study estimates the toxin levels in e-cigs to be 9 to 450 times lower than in cigarette smoke, but critics say the science remains thin. The U.S. is now a $2.2 billion a year market for electronic vapor products, still a fraction of the overall tobacco market in the U.S., which is $100 billion. Some analysts and researchers predict electronic tobacco products could eventually make combustible cigarettes obsolete. That's why about 3 years into their arrival on the scene, the FDA is adding electronic tobacco to its domain. That's the short answer.